What's up, everyone? This is your boy Kanal, aka Black Man Travels. My apologies, everyone. I right when I was about to start the podcast, I had technical issues. Somehow my mic couldn't work. Did some back end technical work, and I was able to fix it. So now I'm back live, man. I have an exciting topic to talk about. It seemed like this seemed to be a very hot topic at that, but I felt the need to share some of my experiences within the past 10 years traveling around the world, dating as a single man, now that I'm no longer a single man. But I wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to really actually do it the right way, but also to address a lot of these myths and lies that's being pushed out through these social media platforms. Now, right now, relationships seem to be the hottest topic right now all across social media, from domestic to passport bros to the drizzle, sprinkle. This seems to be a very hot topic because everyone's looking for love. As much we try to be very proud and egocentric in regards to hey, I'm okay being a single man, but deep down, a lot of us do want to be loved. Deep down, men and women want to seek each other out. And of course, as a world traveler, especially when you're traveling alone as a single traveler, a single man traveler, you do get enticed when you visit these countries and realize wow, these women are gorgeous, great personality, great upbringing. So you want to explore your options while traveling. And I've been doing this for a good 10 years. So I know that the trick of the trade and how to actually meet women while traveling. And I want to share some of my tricks and how to help you. Now, I know right now you have several YouTubers out there that's selling courses, dating courses, how to get women overseas. Guys, do not waste your hard-earned money buying a course that costs about $2,000 to $3,000 to meet women overseas. I'd rather have you take that same dollar, that same amount of money that you're going to spend, go to the gym, go work on yourself, go pick up a new skill. Get your money game up. Find a new profession. Literally work on yourself before you decide to give a coach, a dating coach at that, your hard-earned money to teach you how to talk to women overseas. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know as much people are going to give me some pushback. There's really no difference on the difference between the women domestically and overseas. Now, granted, it all boils down on her upbringing, her culture, but deep down, she's still a woman. It's either you meet a good woman, you meet a bad woman, or you meet a crappy person. But at the end of the day, she's still a woman. She still has needs. She still has emotional hang-ups that she may have. But you can still go out and meet some quality people out there, especially women when you're traveling. And again, you don't have to rely on a dating coach to teach you how to do that. I think if you continue to learn about who you are as a man, understand your own personality, but also too, be willing to change, be willing to adapt. One thing about when you become a world traveler, you learn how to adapt to around your environment. So you get better at reading people. I guess for me, being in the marketing and sales, I've learned how to read people real quick. I look at the body language. I look at social cues. Things that you normally do in business, I apply to my own personal life. So I never felt afraid to actually meet women domestically or overseas because, again, I'm literally applying the same marketing sales tactics that I use at work in my personal life. So today's topic, we definitely want to address a lot of the myths and lies and how to date overseas, but also too, we're going to share our own personal experience. I'm going to open the panel. I want guys who are experienced travelers only. If you have traveled and dated women overseas, I want you to jump on the line and share your stories with these guys. Because again, there's a new generation of men that are getting their passport now, getting the first taste of being on the plane, going overseas, meeting a whole crop of different people. I think it's important that we teach them how to do it the right way. So today's the show that you're going to learn how to do it. And again, it's not that difficult, guys. The thing is, you just got to do your research, apply yourself, and take a chance. That's all it is. One thing I could say for sure that I've traveled all around the world. I've been to 5 different continents. I've dated in each continent, and the same rules apply. When you go out there, you look good, smell good, feel good. That's the model that I carry. Typically, before I go on a big trip, 3 months prior to my trip, I'm in the gym. I'm working out 5 to 6 times a week, getting ready for this big trip. I start doing my research on the company. I learn as much about the culture, learn about, try to learn some language phrases. I try to figure out like where are the best restaurants, best clubs, best lounges, best tourist spots to go to in these countries. Like I'm constantly doing my research as I prep for this trip. I go on to Instagram. I'm constantly looking at different feeds within that particular country. And what I used to do as well, I used to pipeline. Now, pipeline is quite new to a lot of guys, but it's not new to guys who've been doing this for the past 10 years. Pipeline is the process of actually aligning dates before you arrive in that country. So you leveraging different dating apps. Before it was dating websites, now they're apps where you could actually line up and meet, talk to women, and hopefully schedule some date time to meet with them. And sometimes, which I always strongly approve, is that do things organically. Don't force things. So sometimes if you're out and about in these countries, you're going to the store or you're walking around, hey, if someone give you an eye, just be sociable. Start a conversation. It's not that difficult. I have dated women who were cashiers. I've dated women who were police officers, dated women who were doctors. And again, people don't want to believe me, but again, I've been to a lot of countries where I was doing that. And what really helped me was Tinder. Now, Tinder has become a place where it's not the best app to use. But before then, like 7 years ago, when I was using Tinder, bro, I used to get tons of hit at every country that I go to because of the way I position my Tinder page. Guys, the way you present yourself, either you're in domestically or foreign, does matter. I don't care what anybody say. Oh, well, hey, I got an American passport. No, your American passport don't mean anything. But you still got to present yourself in a certain way. Like you got to look at how people dress, how people conduct themselves in these countries before you go there and show up. You can't just go to any place wearing basketball shorts with white socks and sandals all the time. Be mindful in the environment that you're putting yourself into where you could actually win. And I think a lot of guys fail, especially a lot of black men fail, because they don't do their research and understanding the landscape that they're going to. It's like sometimes you may have to dress down or dress up, depending on where you're going. If you're going to more of a city life where there's rooftop parties, you can't wear basketball shorts or sandals. You may need to wear loafers or a button-down shirt or a blazer. You got to be mindful as far as the places you're going, how to dress. And also too, try something different. Like it's so common to stay in the tourist area, but if you really do your research accordingly, you could really find some hidden gems and meet some quality people in these countries. Like literally, like I can share this one thing with you guys right here. This is my old Tinder profile. Hold on. Pull it up real quick for you guys. All right, guys, this is my old Tinder profile. And as you can see, I have a very interesting profile. I kind of show the different personalities of myself, from close-up body shots, travel shots, chill shots. The way I used to position my Tinder page back then when I was single, I need to make that clear. When I was single, depending on what country I go to, I will change the language of my profile to that language. So if I went to Brazil, I'll actually translate my description into Portuguese. If I'm in some Latin American countries, I'll change it to Spanish. And by doing that actually increased the number of people that I've met on Tinder. Now, this is about 5 years ago. This is what I used to do. And I always kept my profile interesting. Like I really showed my personality. So when they met me in person, it's like it was not a catfish. It was like, okay, yeah, you look just like your pictures. You live this lifestyle that you claim to live. You are a world traveler. And the way you position yourself is really taking great pictures. And again, if you decide to use dating apps or whatever, this is how you want to position your profile. Just make it interesting, write something interesting about yourself. And depending on what country you go to, if they speak a unique language, Portuguese, Spanish, whatever, change your profile to that country, and it will help a lot. And this is what I should do 5 years ago. I no longer use Tinder anymore, but this is a process that I once used before, and it worked very well, extremely well for me. And also too, when I was out and about in these countries, man, I used to just talk to everybody. You'd be amazed when you say a simple hola, or bon dia, or whatever, hello, that will spark someone interest. And again, you got to look right, you got to look decent, but that always increases your chance when you walk around smiling, making eye contact, being cordial. That works, man. So, and this is the same tactics that I use here in the States. Like, I don't change up because I'm overseas. People who've met me, I'm the same person you see in Atlanta, Georgia, will be the same person you see outside of Atlanta, Georgia. My personality still remains the same. I'm still, smile. I'm still laugh. If I see something nice, I'm gonna compliment you. And again, I like to talk when I'm drinking, especially when I'm drinking. I'm laughing and smiling, and I'm very talkative. And you'd be amazed that people like that. And the thing is, for me, as a big black man, people could find me as intimidating because of my size. But once I start smiling, it kind of like let everybody know, hey, he's friendly. So just keep that in mind, guys. It's not that difficult to meet women, either domestically or overseas. You just literally got to pay attention to your optics, the energy that you're giving out, because sometimes you may not look like the best person to talk to based on how you're carrying yourself. There have been plenty of times where I've gone to different countries and I met other Americans, other African Americans, Black Americans, whatever, mean mugging. Like you walking around like you're about to rob somebody. And these are Americans. So keep that in mind, guys. When you consider about, dating overseas, it's not as difficult as everyone say. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to get your money game up. Don't travel cheap. There's a difference between you traveling cheap and traveling on a budget. If you want to do something, do it. Put yourself in a position to do it. If you're about to go to Europe, hey, you need to probably take $3,000. Dude, for the next 2 to 3 months, lay low, grind, save up, then go enjoy your money. I never understood guys traveling to certain countries only taking $500 with them, and they think that's more than enough to cover all their living expenses, guys. Keep in mind, you should always have extra cash and an extra credit card for unexpected expenses. But also, too, we work hard. Go enjoy yourself. Stop cheating yourself. Go enjoy yourself. And again, don't be afraid to invite someone out to eat or invite someone to grab a drink with you. Normally, when I go to a bar or a restaurant in these countries, I'm talking to the bartender. I'm talking to the waitress. And if I see there's any connection, any flirting going on between us, I'll invite them. Hey, listen, what are you doing tomorrow? If you're available, you would like to meet up for lunch, you want to meet up for breakfast, and you'd be amazed. They'll meet up with you if you give that positive energy. Now, keep in mind, some guys are kind of creepy. But if you don't give that creep vibe and you smile and you seem cordial, you seem like you're not thirsty, guys, please. I can't say this enough, man. Don't make it so obvious that you are interested in that person. Like, oh wow, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful. You're more beautiful than American women. Guys, don't ever say that, man. And for one, never talk down on American women to a foreign woman. They don't like that. I don't know where you guys getting this from when you feel the need to talk down on American women in front of foreign women. The foreign women looking at you like, yo, if you could talk down of your own woman, imagine what you talk about me. So keep that in mind, guys. You talking down, towards any American woman outside the US, it does not put you in a positive light. It kind of puts you in a negative light, just to be honest with you. So always keep that in mind. And Man, I got a lot of things to talk about today, and again, I want to drop the line. But first thing first, before we get into the topic, I've been in a relationship for quite a while. I'm currently engaged, so I will be getting married soon, and I have a kid. Granted, I had the great pleasure to travel around the world and doing the things that I did just recently. I just got back from Mexico City, spent 5 days out there, had a great time in Mexico City. Highly recommend a city for for someone to go. I mean, Mexico City is a city that makes you feel like you're in Mexico. It's not Cancun. It's not Tulum or Playa del Carmen. It's a real city. I just got back from there. I have a lot of content that I still need to process, but I would say if you plan to go to Mexico City, just keep in mind that Mexico City is about 9,000 feet above sea level, and you may feel a little dizzy on the first 2 days, but after that you'll be okay. A lot of great food there, a lot of things to see, and I have content coming out real soon. I'm still editing a lot of videos, a lot of photos, so I'll be posting that onto my website, blackmantravels.com, but also on YouTube. So going back to the topic at hand, the real truth, dating while traveling overseas. Now, guys, I can say this. I've been dating one particular person for quite a while, where we have an amazing experience and we decided to take things to the next level. Now, granted, when I first decided to travel, it was never my intention to go find a fit, feminine, friendly woman. That was never my intention. I was going out traveling to see the world because I just wanted to do something different. And one thing, guys, when you go out and enjoy your own life, the right people come to you. If you go out there trying to date every person you meet, trying to bang every person you meet, you end up catching something. I'm just being honest. So, guys, make sure your intentions are pure. Like if you meet someone, if you just want to, smash and keep it moving, let it be known, man. Don't play that love story game that a lot of guys play. They end up playing, end up using the lady and going back to their city because they got some action. Sometimes by you being completely transparent with that person may just want to smash you too. You'd be amazed, guys, as much as guys want to smash a woman want to smash a man. Always keep that in mind. A woman instantly know within 5 minutes or even within 30 seconds whether or not she's going to sleep with you or not. So there's no need to lie while you're traveling overseas, man. Just be as transparent as possible. Now, keep in mind, you don't need to tell your whole entire business, but just don't play the games, man. Don't play that game. Just go out there, enjoy the person company. Now, if things do move forward and they escalate to something hot, all right, enjoy it. But don't try to lie to get it because it just doesn't put you in the right light. And trust me, a lot of brothers are doing that now to the point where they're tainting a lot of the perception of other brothers in these countries, particularly the big four. And when I call out the big four, the Thailand, the Brazil, the Colombia, the Dominican Republic, these are the four main countries that most brothers tend to go to. And at times we tend to go there with bad intentions and you don't let people know as far as, hey, what you want to do. So don't go out there trying to sell a story, sell a dream to a young lady thinking that, this is your way to getting something. You don't have to do that. And again, entertaining a guest in these countries is not expensive. I mean, just yesterday I went out to dinner with a friend of mine's. Dude, my bill alone was $120. Just my bill. Versus I could take that same $120, go to another country and entertain at least 2 or 3 people together. So guys, there's no need to be cheap wherever you go because the dollar is always in your favor. Now, granted, if you go to Europe, like, Germany, London, yeah, you're probably going to lose. But if you go outside of those, outside of the Western countries, you'll probably do quite well. Even Mexico City, the dollar is actually stretched very well in Mexico City. So if you, go out on a date, man, dude, go to a nice rooftop party, a rooftop restaurant. Do something nice. Because trust me, more than likely, this is probably her first time at that restaurant. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for me that when I travel, I like to eat out in some real nice restaurants. Shout out to Jay Clyde. He's another one. Shout out to Pablo Fresh Escobar. He's another one that we love going to nice, classy restaurants. I do enjoy going to nice, classy restaurants. I love rooftops. I'm a huge fan of rooftop lounges, rooftop restaurants, rooftop bars, anything with a rooftop, I'm there. And I like to invite people to come and join me. There've been places around the world where I invited three women with me, and I will entertain all three women. And I didn't expect nothing in return. It's like, hey, I had a great time. If it led to something more, cool. But if it didn't, man, hey, listen, I got an experience and I met more people. And you'd be amazed how many times that worked for me in the past. Like, if I meet a girl, say, hey, you know what? Tonight, I want to check out this rooftop lounge. I want you to come with me. Hey, you have 2 other friends you want to bring along? They'll bring 2 other friends. And again, I'm not worrying about getting drugged in scope. Don't worry about that. That's not going to happen. I'm not in that particular area where that happens. But you'd be amazed by them bringing their friends and they enjoying and celebrating with you. At these places, you meet more people. You meet more locals. So I'm using one person to introduce me to other people. And again, but it all boils down to the type of quality people you meet. Now, if you go to certain countries and you want to be around certain people that's kind of below your pay grade in regards to like not being the right type of audience, then yeah, you may put yourself in a situation that you may regret. But if you put yourself in a position where you're meeting the middle class, the educated class, the upper class, trust me, you can meet some great quality people out there. The working class. If you want to be one of these brothers that needs to be in the hood all the goddamn time, that got to see the ghettos of these countries, I don't care to see none of that. When I travel to escape. I travel to enjoy my time and enjoy my money. So guess what? If I want to invite this particular young lady and she got a couple of friends, like, yo, bring them along so we can have a good time as a group. And by them doing that, that open other people to you. Not every person you meet overseas you got to smash. Guys, sometimes it's called networking. That one person, although she's a baddie, she may have 5, 6 other baddie friends that she could introduce you to. So you don't need to smash every person you meet. Sometimes you could just build a great relationship with that person, and you got a friend that you can always come back and see. And guess what? She may have other friends that she may introduce you to. And those friends may be your future wife or your fiance or girlfriend or whatever. Again, you don't have to make this difficult as everyone try to make it to be, because really it's not. Continue to work on your people skills. Continue to work on yourself. I mean, if you're overweight or if you're super thin or whatever, go to the gym. If you feel like you don't have enough money, you know what? For the next 3 months, challenge yourself not to spend on anything that does have no meaning. Take that money, place it aside for your future trips. This whole thing about going overseas, finding someone that's fit, feminine, friendly, most time when guys meet that, is not always as they expect it to be. Keep in mind, as I mentioned, most of the brothers go to the big fours, the Colombias, the Dominican Republic, the Brazil, and Thailand. And the likelihood of these guys expanding outside of the tourist zones are very slim. So more than likely, they'll probably end up dating the same person that everyone else is dating. So when a woman in these countries acts very friendly, it's part of their culture. If she does something that you're surprised by, it's her culture. Now, granted, I'm not the type of guy that's going to say, well, there's no fit, feminine, friendly women here in the States. There are plenty of them. I've dated plenty of them. But it also boils down to the type of woman you attract. Like, I don't attract a certain type of woman here in the States, and I'll be damn well to attract someone that I'm not attracted to in the States while overseas. I like a certain type of woman. I like conservative type of woman, clean, no tattoos. um, fit, well spoken, makes an effort to learn English, goes to school, like the same things that I look for here in the States: professional, conservative, friendly. I look for those same qualities when I'm traveling overseas. A few years back, I went to South Africa. I was in Cape Town. I walked into the bar in Long Street. I'm by myself, and when I walked in, I saw some girls sitting at a booth, right? And they, I saw them. We made eye contact, and I just went to the bar. And as I was waiting at the bar, one of the girls came up to me and started small checking. And the first thing she asked me was like, "Where you from?" And I'm like, "Damn, is that obvious?" She's like, "No, because when you walked in, we knew instantly that you're not South African. So we were wondering what country you're from in Africa." I said, "Well, I'm not from Africa. I'm not from any country in Africa. I'm from Miami." And by her just saying that, we started having a conversation. And guess what I did? She could have easily walked away, and I could have just continued to stay at the bar. I said, "You know what? Hey, listen, can I offer you and your friends some drinks?" I bought the whole table drinks. And guess what? I ended up joining these ladies for the rest of the night. The next day, I ended up hooking up with one of the ladies. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I don't need a dating course. I saw someone being friendly with me. They seemed kind of good people. I was in a lounge setting, so I wasn't worried about, someone scoping me in South Africa. And I felt like, I feel like being generous. So guess what? I'm gonna buy all these ladies a drink, and I'm gonna join them at their table. And we enjoyed the quality time we spent together. And for the remaining of my trip in Cape Town, me and this lady were together. She was showing me, taking me to some of the shanty towns. She was taking me to places where most tourists don't really go to, don't really see, because most tourists that go to South Africa are mainly Europeans. So I was able to see the true side of South Africa, particularly Cape Town. I was able to see the different areas where different tribes would normally stay, where colored people stay. I learned a lot about the history by simply having a conversation with a woman and offer them drinks. That opened up so many other opportunities for me by just simply doing that. And to this day, me and that person, we still talk. We still check on each other. I follow her on Instagram. She follows me. She knows that, I'm taken now, which is kind of disappointing for her because she wanted to pursue something with me. But yeah, it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't that difficult. All right. That's a lot of comments in here, man. But yeah, man, it's just like this whole thing about, when because you're an American, they're going to fall in love with you because you have a passport. I see a lot of guys traveling, they're not in the best shape, don't have the best hygiene, very rude, disrespectful, yet they expect to go to these countries and thinking that they're going to find a 10. They go to the same areas where most of the tourists go and expecting that they're going to find a quality woman in these places. It doesn't work that way. In order for you to meet quality people, you got to branch out. You got to go out there and meet people, quality people, but also take a chance. If you're constantly going to the same places like Cartagena, Sosua, Rio, Patia, you're not going to find a quality woman in these cities. I don't care what anybody said. No dating course is going to save you from that. But if you decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to go check out Salvador. I'm going to go head up to Bahia. Or you know what? I'm going to go head up to Sao Paulo. If you're in Colombia, instead of going to Medellin, go to Cali, go to Bogota, go to Barranquilla, go to different places. If you're in Dominican Republic, instead of going to Sosua, hit up Santiago. Actually, you could go to Puerto Plata. You could go to Santo Domingo. A lot of guys don't even go to Santo Domingo like that. If you're in Thailand, instead of going to Pattaya, go to Bangkok, go to Phuket. You know what? Don't even go to Phuket. Go to Chiang Rai, and get the true, authentic Thai experience. So, guys, always put yourself in a position where you can meet quality people, because again, if you're constantly traveling to the same watering holes that most people travel to, you're not going to meet a quality person there. You're just not. And it is what it is, guys. You got to put in work. It's not just because you have a passport doesn't mean you're going to guarantee to meet somebody. And right now, based on what I'm seeing within these passport streets, a lot of guys getting drugged, a lot of guys getting robbed, a lot of guys getting scammed, a lot of guys getting played. They're not telling you that, but that's what's happening. If you really want to meet quality people, you really got to invest in yourself and invest in your travels and put yourself in a position to meet good people. And again, I'm willing to open the line up right now. If you guys have any pushback, I'm more than more than happy to talk about it. But I just feel like you're not getting a lot of great information how to put yourself in a position to meet quality people, because you're solely focused on meeting women versus you taking the time to better yourself as a man. One thing I know for a fact, when I get off that plane, every country I go to, I'm a big guy. People look at me and I smile. I'm cordial. I look nice, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Now when I'm traveling, dude, I got my Jordan 1s on. I mean, I got my shirt nice. I'm looking good, man. I smell good. So I have that present about myself, like, hey, we should take him serious. I don't walk around looking sloppy when I'm traveling. I just don't. And especially at nighttime, bro, it's time to dress up. Now, this whole thing about, you got to blend in with the people, fuck that. You don't want to blend in with the people. You're not them. You're a tourist. This whole thing that you're trying to blend in with them, dress like them, why would you even want to do that? Unless you're somewhere in the hood or shanty town, that's the reason. But if I'm traveling, I want to be where the money's at. I want to be where all the pretty girls are. Bottle service. That's where I want to be. And you can experience that, and it's not expensive when you decide to take that route. Now, just don't leave with your wallet. That's all I got to say. A lot of guys tend to leave with their wallet, and that end up hurting them in the back end because they end up falling in love. Guys, just be yourself. There's nothing wrong being, nice, offering to, buy certain things that's not going to break the wallet. But just be honest with yourself, man. And also, too, don't be quick to fall in love, because a lot of these people will play the long game easily and not even give a horse shit about you in the process. And I'm seeing this a lot happening in Thailand and the Philippines. Those two areas are very common for that. So just be mindful of that, guys. Just always keep that into consideration. Okay, I see some comments in here. Let me put my glasses on. 1 second. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna drop the line, guys, so you guys could join in the conversation. And again, my apologies, everyone, for the late start. I was experiencing some technical issues, so let's see. Let's start from here. Okay, Bacchus, can we back up? Yeah. What up, Jay? Hey, salute to Jay Clyde, guys. If you have not subscribed to Jay Clyde, make sure to check out his channel. This man is a bona fide, thorough traveler, high class, first class traveler. And man, you watch the way Jay Clyde move is very respectable. And I think a lot of men, particularly a lot of black men, need to see how this man move. And a lot of stuff that he's doing, it doesn't cost a lot of money. Sometimes by you simply doing your research, you'd be amazed what type of information and access you will have by simply doing your research, man. What's up, Bacchus? How you doing?
You got me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's going on, bro?
Found my mic. Yeah, you were spitting a lot of gems there. I had to co-sign with most of that. One thing I did want to give a little pushback is I realize a lot of people would go to the same place and go to the same clubs and do the same experiences that they see everybody do on the gram, in on Facebook or wherever they get their content. They do that most of the time because they're novice, they're new to the game, they really don't understand how to move. After they do that two, three, four times, when they get more comfortable in said country and understand the ways and the culture, then they could venture out. But I don't see a lot of cats for their first time going alone and venturing out into the wilderness alone, because that's way too dangerous. So I understand when they do that, but you can't do that for forever if you're gonna be about that life. And going back to the same places over and over, it's cool and all, but it gets played out. And I'm very guilty of that. I think I've been to Philippines like 15 times, bro. I'm like, I'm ready for something new. I'm good.
Okay. Passport Blueprint, man. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man.
I just want to say that opening monologue you just gave is basically, in my personal opinion, the manifesto for what Passport Bros should be. Literally. I mean, that's pretty much a game plan I'm using right now when I'm taking my trip next month to Brazil. And it's more, for me, I'm looking forward to get a house down there, vacation home, and eventually my retirement home. So it's not a purpose of me going over there to smash or anything like that. It's more business related because I'm in cybersecurity.
Correct.
Brazil, number 3 for the most cyber attacks. So there's multiple purposes of me want to go to Brazil. So that's what guys got to look at. Is it, it's not just a place to go try to, smash and as many women as you can. You got to be part of, if you really like the country, you want to really be part of it, you got to find more than just the women aspect of it. It's because you got to live there, you got to find something that you got to survive there, something that, outside of the smashing, you're going to really enjoy life in this country, because the country's going to have its ups and downs, and you got to learn, how much of it you're going to be able to take, and what you were saying is all facts, man. So
yeah, I mean, my thing is just that it's the misinformation is being spread around these platforms that you got to do this and do that. But really, if you take the time to work on your foundation, which is you are the foundation, everything else will fall into place. And I think a lot of guys fail to realize that they think that by traveling is going to solve their problems. Traveling is not going to solve your problem, man. If you still a very insecure person, with low self-esteem, doesn't have the right skill set to increase your salary or increase your pay, going overseas is not going to change anything, regardless of how much that the people in that country makes. Because at the end of the day, you're still competing, and that's something a lot of guys fail to realize. Guys, you are still competing, even with the men in those countries.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not, like I said, that's something that's a goal that's way, like that's a 10-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even nowhere near that to do anything like open up a business like that. That's just a future goal, because there's a lot of things I need to do here before I even obtain something like that. But just to go there and do the research, it's, the research on its own is fascinating, But when I go over there, I already have a date lined up with a young lady. We're just going to go out and grab something to eat.
One date? One? Damn, OG.
Yeah. Yeah, this old man's already ready, dude.
Hey.
Before Canal was spinning, I already had that planned out.
Yeah.
A wise man told me I'm at the age where I could only get one nut a day. That's all you get. So I see. It ain't like the young boys 20 doing 2-3 a day, man. I get it. You get up in age, it happens.
And it's not about smashing, it's just, we're just gonna have a nice little dinner date and stuff like that, and then do some YouTube content. I got my boy, he's joining me on this trip. We're gonna do some content creation. We're going out to another place where a lot of people, socialize and meet, and we're going to just get into that mix and flow. So we're scouting out a lot of places where a lot of foreigners and locals get meet and stuff like that. And we're going to do a lot of that mixing and mingling type of stuff, you know, that type of interaction and stuff. So we can show people, you know, how to meet, mingle and stuff with other locals and other places and stuff like that. So how they can prepare for that stuff. But language is extremely important. You just can't go out there not knowing anything.
I have a slight workaround for that. One of my best things for dating while traveling was usually hanging out with other expats. Well, not expats, but other travelers / expats. So, and that way, because you both are in the mindset of traveling and visiting a place, and then you get cool, y'all hang out, you're both kind of on the same journey, and now you made a friend that lives in X place that you want to go visit. And that's one thing that happened to me. I recently came back from a place where I had met somebody who told me I needed to come check it out. It was never on my radar. Never. I just had to look it up, and that's something I almost never had to do. And I really enjoyed it. So, I mean, that's another way of getting. It doesn't always have to be the locals, especially if you're not fluent like that with their language. But that's just my 2 cents on another way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm not fluent in Portuguese, I should say, because that's the proper way of saying it. But, you know, whatever few phrases I know, I can use. And, you know, that's just an opening. Even like when I lived in Israel, I wasn't fluent in Hebrew, but the few phrases that I know open up doors. It really do open up doors, because it does put a smile on people's faces, especially with the Israeli women and stuff like that, because they see a black guy from America and they know you from America, but you start throwing out some of the terminologies, especially the greetings. They just like, wow, he's really making that effort to learn our language. Same thing with the Palestinians.
I tried that in Jeddah. I was messing it up, boy, bad. I couldn't speak Saudi at all. So yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I went to Ecuador, right? I had a tour guide, and she was our tour guide for 2 days. And while there, it was like we were having so much of a great time with her. I was like, hey, listen, I want to go out and party. I want to go out and celebrate. Why don't you invite some of your friends, and you know, we'll go out to dinner and we go out, you know, have a great time. And guess what? We're out here like having a good time. You know, I'm in Ecuador, and again, they just enjoying being around me. Then guess what? What we did? We came back to the crib.
Got and the strobe light going.
I'm gonna let it play a little bit. I mean, so it's just like, you know, you just never know, man. It's like sometimes when you have good intentions to go out and have a great time with good people, people sense that positive energy, and it's somewhat they find that attractive. And guys, you have to understand, as a black man, we're still a unique commodity in a lot of countries, especially as an African American. As much people want to talk crap about black men, we still are desired in a lot of places, and a lot of people have not met a black man before, like a black American man.
I've been in that situation several times.
I've been in that situation several times, even in Mexico City. I had literally people wanted to come take pictures with me because they thought I was somebody. And I'm like, I'm taking pictures with them. We're at the lounge, rooftop, people just coming to offer us beers. Sometimes when people being that friendly, be friendly back. Buy them a beer. And by you being sociable, you'd be amazed. Sometimes that person may have your back if the police decided to mess with you or somebody decided to mess with you. So for me, I never had this type of thing with no new friends. That bullshit. I'm going to talk to you, but also I'm going to be mindful who you are and the people around me. But at the same time, listen, I'm not going to drop my guard down. I'll make sure where I'm staying at has security, 24-hour security. You know, it's in a great area. Like, for instance, I just got back from Mexico City. I was staying in an area called Polanco, which is one of the richest areas in Mexico City. I had a 24-hour security in my building. Like, literally, when I come in, I had to go through 2 doors, then to the elevator, then to my place. So it's important that you go out there, you meet people, but also just be mindful where you're at. Don't walk around aimlessly thinking that, hey, you won't be touched, because you still could be touched no matter where you are. But just sometimes pay for that tour guide, man. Sometimes they know more about the city than you do. Don't try to go free willy on a country because you're trying to save $100. Man, sometimes if I have a great tour guide, I'll give them a little extra $50 tip. Because guess what? She showed me, and I always make sure my tour guide is a woman. She'll make sure that I see and do all the things that most tourists will not be able to do, especially if I'm only there for 3 or 4 days. Because normally, because you know how I travel. Normally I do short trips. We're trying to get it in within 3 days. So we're trying to do like 10 sites in 1 day.
Keep it moving, baby.
Yep.
Then go home, go to the crib, take a shower, eat, drink, party, then do it again.
Yeah. Sleep on the plane.
We sleep on the plane. That's it. So, and the thing is, I'm 46 years old now. So my stamina is not there as it used to be, but that drive is still there. Like, hey, I'm trying to squeeze as much activities as I can within this 3-4 day trip. And if I have to pay a tour guide to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and pay that tour guide. And again, I've met a lot of beautiful, down-to-earth women through my tour guides, my fitness coach. Oh, guys, this is a little secret I used to do back in the day. Every country I go to, I actually hire a fitness trainer to train me. Guys, you see where I'm taking this, right?
Mhm.
I always hire a fitness trainer, and I make sure it's a woman, a fine woman at that, to train me for the day. And of course, if there's some chemistry between us, whatever, hey, listen, what are you doing tonight? Let's go out and have some fun. And more than likely, they'll come out and hang out with you.
Booty crab sounds.
Yeah, man. So guys, don't cheat yourself. Guys, this is Ecuador. Like, we're just here just having a good time, man. Like, look, we're brothers doing this. Black men are traveling around the world, meeting quality people, having a good time, eating great food, great drinks, enjoying each other, enjoying people company. And again, don't expect you need to smash every person you meet. Sometimes you just got to enjoy their company.
Exactly.
Now, granted, sometimes that person's feeling you're going to get it. But you don't need to force it all the time. Like, that's like when guys tell me, did you smash? I'm like, damn, bro, not everything has to revolve around that.
That happens outside the bedroom. A lot of people don't seem to understand that.
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
Yo, what up, man? How you doing?
Oh, Jake,
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
What up? Yeah, man. So, how's Mexico City? How was
It was cool. It was cool, man. I had a great time. To be honest, it was more of a chill trip. Like, for one, I didn't know that Mexico City is the ninth city in the world as the highest elevation.
Oh,
So
wow, okay.
my first day, I was kind of woozy, and the fact that the flight attendant kept throwing tequila shots at me on the flight, it didn't help, because as soon as I got off the plane, man, I felt that air like, whoa. So literally that whole day.
You didn't drink that cocoa tea?
Nah, man.
Man,
Nah,
yo, I
man.
had that in Bogota, bro. Woo! I liking that there, boy. I wish I could.
Was it? I mean, I'm sure you've been to Bogota before. Was it the elevation worse than Bogota, or?
It's actually a lot higher than Bogota.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I've been to Bogota, and I had the cocoa leaf and the soup, which I felt better being there. But with Mexico City, it was unexpected, because I didn't know that it was going to be that high. So literally, you walking up a few flight of steps, man, you think that you just ran a marathon. I'm like,
Right,
whoa.
right.
And plus, if you're drinking, it just makes the situation even worse. So, but literally, guys, I'm ashamed to say it. On my birthday, I went to bed early.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that,
I
man.
I was in bed at 10 o'clock.
You see, you got to keep the feeling. I mean, damn.
Well, you know what?
Time difference, or like,
You know what? It was the time difference, the traveling. I was drinking on the flight, heading there. So by the time the air, the high elevation, everything else kind of kicked in, and it's also, I'm 46, man. Fuck it, I'm old, man. I'm getting old. So I've learned to fight another day. You don't need to kill everything on the first day. Just you gotta be, you gotta strategize how your day's gonna play out. So I made up for it, the next day. But it's definitely a great city to go to. I'll say if you go there, take a girl with you.
That's a vacation location.
Yeah, that's a vacation. Like a city vacation. I wouldn't recommend as a single. Now, if you go ahead and pipeline, you probably have a good chance. But if you're there for 3 days, I say take a girl with you. I mean, probably if you got a shorty out in Colombia, because Colombians could go to Mexico with no problems. Dominicans could go to Mexico with no problems. So, take a fly shorty out there, experience the city together, because Mexico City is so big and so massive. You don't even know where to start. So literally, you walking around a lot of time. You catching the Ubers. By the time you're done walking, doing tours, you're kind of tired. And a lot of the tour sites are like 2 or 3 hours away.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, keep that in mind. That's why it's like for me, if I were to go back, it wouldn't be solo or a guy's trip. It would be definitely take a girl with me and like take my girl with me and just have a good weekend. Just eat eat tacos and drink tequila. That's it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, man. Because I wanted to hear about the trip. I didn't. I don't think you did any content on it yet, did you?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm still working on that. So
okay. Yeah.
So what's your take on the topic? What's your take on the topic, man?
Well, first off, let me get this out the way. I disagree with you.
Oh,
I'm
no problem.
The only part I disagree was when you said, women in the States are the same. They're not. But other than that, no.
Well, I mean, it depends because I have friends who do very well here, and I see them do very well. But it all boils down on the person because at the end of the day. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm. Well, for example, like how tall are you?
6 feet.
You're 6 feet. Okay, you're pretty much the same height as me then. And then you work out, you all this other stuff. But you're not the average guy, right? You wouldn't consider yourself an average dude.
I'm average, man. I'm average.
You're not. No,
I mean, Bacchus, when we travel, do you think I'm average?
Not in hell, no. You look like a football player. People always wonder who you are.
Yeah, I'm slightly taller than you. I'm like 6'1".
Yeah. So me, I'm 6'1". So yeah, but see, and this is what's up with Black Men Travels. This is what's up with. This is why I always disagree with them because I think everybody on here, we all do pretty well for ourselves, and most of us pretty good shape, whatnot, like. It's fair to say, none of us are average guys. So he cannot relate to average guys. That's the thing about him.
I so disagree.
I'm telling you, this is why I always disagree with you because I'm telling you,
wait,
you do not relate to the average guy.
Of a Ferrari talking about he's average. I'm just curious.
To me, I'm saying like. For example, like when let me ask you, like, how much? What's the price of gas right now in your city?
About $3.30.
Okay, how much did you pay the last time you paid for gas?
About $56. I have an SUV.
Damn, I paid $65. Top up that damn V8.
Yeah. No, I mean per gallon. Like, how much is gas per gallon?
The end number.
Here in Georgia, it's like about $3.35 to $3.50 between that range.
Right. So see, but this is what I mean. This is when I realized like I surpassed basically being the average guy. Is not really paying attention to what the gas prices are. The average person is gonna know where the cheapest gas station is in their city. They're gonna know pretty much the gas price. They're literally at the gas pump making life decisions. So that's when you start to realize you're kind of removed from being average. So you have to listen more towards what these guys are going through, and then also listen to what's going on the other side too. So
I don't say that transfers when you travel. I pride myself on being as broke and cheap and ain't spending no money on nothing when I'm here, because I know how long and how far and how much I could get when I go over there. But if you bringing that over there as well, that you're not really gonna enjoy yourself like that. I've seen people do that are nickel and diamond everything while they're over there, and that's not cool. You came out here for a reason. You've been saving for forever. You know, exhale. You know, just get what you need to keep it pushing. But you can't. I'm just saying is, you can nickel and dime at home to save your money, so when you go, you can do everything you want to do.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's the same thing. I mean, even I do that. Well, I started doing that within the last years. Kind of, I don't spend money in the States. I only spend it once I actually leave the States.
Right.
So yeah.
Well,
but anyway, like the whole average guy thing is basically like the average guy isn't going to get the same results as you in the States. He's not going to get the same results as you abroad either, but he does have a significant advantage once he does go outside of the country.
I disagree, because here in Atlanta, I see dudes winning here. So
Atlanta?
Georgia, Atlanta. Look, don't believe everything you see, because like right now we live our lives through social media, so we think that a good percentage of men are going through this. You'd be amazed. So you go out, like I went out last night, dude. People are out mingling, talking to each other. So this whole notion that the dating scene is dead here. It's not really dead. I think social media have made it more bigger than made it more bigger than what it is. People are still meeting. People are still dating. I just went to a restaurant yesterday, Rocksteady, downtown Atlanta, where people are on dates.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Like it's I mean, obviously, people are still dating. It's not.
My thing is the ones who are complaining the most are the ones who are not willing to work on themselves. That's what I've noticed. These are the ones that feel like, hey, you know what? Hey, because I have this degree or have this profession, I'm guaranteed to have this type of woman. No, bro, you still got to work on yourself. You still got to work. Like, there's other facet about yourself that needs to attract other people. And I think people feel entitled nowadays, like now with women thinking that they're entitled to have a man that makes six figures. No, you're not.
Right. Exactly.
But it's just,
you said it.
But I just feel like social media just made it bigger. It just kind of amplified the problem because everyone is talking about it. But just last night, I saw a lot of couples, a lot of people like out mingling, talking. Like, because right after the dinner, we hit up a lounge. Dude, people just talking. It wasn't that anti-social man versus woman type shit. I think that's all social media. I don't think that's the real world.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of true because you have, even in various aspects of our societies, usually the smaller group that speaks the loudest.
Yeah.
It's not the norm of the whole society. And usually we're seeing this in social media, because if you was to ask anybody, what's a passport, bro? You're going to have a lot of people in the general society who don't even know what a passport.
You don't even know what a passport bro is.
Right.
You'd be amazed. A lot of people don't even know what a passport bro is.
I deny it when people ask me. I act stupid when I'm traveling and people ask me. I'm like, I don't know. I never heard of that. We talking about? I play stupid.
I do that too.
I ain't trying to have that conversation. I play dumb.
I'm not gonna lie. I do that too, unless they really.
Okay, good. I ain't the only one.
Media. Yeah, I mean, like unless they see my social media and they're like, "Oh, you're a passport bro." I mean, that actually happened to me in Brazil.
Jay, now
what's up?
You took the time this year to retool some of your skill sets, right? To put yourself in a position where you could become a digital nomad. You took the position to do that. Not too many men are willing to do what you just what you just did to put yourself in that position. You have a lot of men right now that just complain. You ask them, what is the solution? They don't have a solution. You created a solution. Not too many guys move the way you do, and that's why you're in the top 10%. We are in the top 10% because we think and move different. But the
I
most
agree,
average guy doesn't think that way. So guess what? If you don't think the way we think, what makes you think you're gonna do well overseas, where things are a lot more harsher? Because people overseas are they're literally trying to survive.
Right. Yeah. And I agree, but that's exactly what you said is I have a top 10. We all have a top 10% mindset. So we can't,
So
for example, we can't phantom, you know, not working hard to get what we want or working extra to get what we want, correct?
Correct.
But what about the average guy? He works an average job, you know, average hours, average pay. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I'm just saying he's not having the same experiences as us. Because if they all decided to become above average, then that becomes the new average.
I'm not worrying about the average guy, because guess what? I want everyone in my circle, just like you guys are in my circle, are doing well. I want to be like you. Why do I care what someone below average is doing? I could care less. Because again, we as men should always have that strive to be a better version of ourselves. If you're content in where you are, then cool, that's you. But that doesn't mean I have to be that way. And your life outcome is gonna be no. I'm just saying their life outcome is not gonna reflect mine, because at the end of the day, it's not my fault that you're having a hard time meeting women. Hey, have you decided to maybe work on yourself? Maybe change your environment, move to a different city. There's things you could do to put yourself in a better position to meet quality people. I think a lot of times guys, men and women, are lazy.
I agree. I 100% agree. I wouldn't call it lazy.
Get back on
lazy. I would call it average.
I don't think the topic was about talking about average guys today. Like,
I know. I just had he knows I have to disagree with him on something. That's why. That's why he knows I got to come in and disagree.
The disagreement show's coming later. So we
talking
about
it's all well. So all right. So Jay and the Passport Blueprint. What are your thoughts of dating while, like, what are the real truths about dating while traveling overseas? Like the real truth. Is it really that difficult? Do you need a dating coach? I mean, what is the real truth?
Dating coach, but you have to understand the cultural differences is massive, especially if you're her first foreigner or American.
Right.
So what they are accustomed to is way different. Like I know in the Philippines, they date in groups. So you're not just going to hang out with her. You're going to hang out with her cousin, her best friend, her homie from up the block, her childhood friend, all together at the same time. It's so you have to understand their dating culture and they have to understand yours. Otherwise, you can really be frustrating.
Exactly. Just like you ain't smashing a Palestinian chick before she's married. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. And they're gorgeous. Just like in any Arab country, some of these women, they're not wearing hijabs and all that other and burqas and all that other stuff. Some of them, you'll see them wearing Daisy Dukes or cut out jeans and what have you, and they look gorgeous. But like I said, if you think you're gonna be hitting and smashing that, ain't happening.
Smashing and dashing, yeah.
Well, my thing is, as far as dating in other countries, I think if you do well in the States, you'll pretty much do well anywhere. I don't honestly. Women are different in different countries, but women are still women. If you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. I didn't have a problem dating in the States, so I like even when I came overseas, like I'm like, oh, I'm funny in any language. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not. I don't know. It's just not that difficult for me. And for me, what I typically try to do is try to figure out where it is that brothers are going wrong when they are struggling to actually have dates. Because I mean, I'm seeing some guys do well in certain countries and then have a hard time actually in Latin America. So I don't know.
Okay.
It might be because maybe that particular country is not for them.
Right. Well,
they need to go to another
wrong city, wrong time, wrong place. You in Pacquiao looking for a wife, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Seriously.
I want to
Yeah,
address
that's what.
QB passport real quick. Um, guys, granted, Mexico City is the largest city in Latin America. The largest city. There's a lot of variety of different of people there that live there, including expats. Now, I have a particular type of attraction for women, and normally I'm all about vibes. Now I'm all about connection. So for me, I can see a pretty girl, but if I feel like there's nothing there, I'm not going to pursue it. Yes, Mexico City do have attractive women there, but not the ones that I consider attractive. You understand? It's like I kind of like more of the Cali, Dominican, Brazilian look. That's my look.
Oh, you like the negritas? I love
Yeah,
that.
I like the mix.
Yeah.
Mexico City, you're not gonna get that. You're just not.
Right.
So for me, what someone person may consider attractive, I may think that I'm not. That's unattractive to me. But again, if you guys want to go to Mexico City as a single man, you can still go out there and meet them. But again, it all depends on what you're trying to do there. Like for me, I've become more relaxed. I'm not really into the club scene anymore. I rather do a lounge and chill out and go home. So it really all depends what your objective is. For me, I'm at a point where I rather just take a woman with me to this place. We can experience together, have a good time, and head back home. But if you're a group of guys that want to go experience Mexico, go to Mexico City and enjoy it. There's tons of women there, but also too, you got to figure out what's your type. Like I've been to El Salvador, I've been to Honduras. That body type is not for me. And Mexico City is kind of built the same way.
Right.
So
Yeah, people are surprised that I'm not like really into white girls like that.
yeah,
I'm just not. Like I actually primarily date black women.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people are surprised by that. Especially like black American women. They're very surprised.
I always get black women the first diz, but of course, majority of the time they tend to mess it up a little bit. But oh well, that's a whole different story by itself.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of them be like, yeah, you seem like you don't like the sisters. I'm like, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I think it's just pretty much how I carry myself. They would assume that I'm actually like into white women. Not that I won't date white women. I mean, there's some very beautiful white women I've dated, but they're not my primary choice. They're not my first choice.
I kind of went through a phase, especially during graduate school in Chicago. I was literally going through them like crazy. But after that, I was like, I kind of like someone that can relate to me, somewhat relate to me. So, but again, Mexico City, just to respond to QB passport flexing. Again, guys, I recommend Mexico City. If you want to go there for the food, sightseeing, there's a lot of rich history there. You're going to have a great time. But me personally, as far as like the ladies, I didn't find anything of my liking because I'm used to a certain type. But again, you can still find attractive women depending on your preference. But I'm okay. If I were to go back, I'll take a shorty with me.
Fair enough. Everybody's got their own style, what they like, and how they move. One thing about dating overseas, you also have to understand is one thing I tend to look out for the girl who her job is dating. She has no job. She just waiting for you to get there to stick with you the whole time until you leave. Yeah, because she just like Biggie said, isn't this great? Her flight leaves at 8, her flight lands at 9. My game just rewind. Trust and believe. A lot of girls' full-time job is just dating.
Right. Yeah,
Jay, what are your thoughts of? I want to go back to that average man scenario. Would you think an average man would do well outside the U.S.?
The average American man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think especially in like Eastern countries, I think they would do very well. Latin America, I think you got to be a little more street smart when you come to Latin America. Let me say that. I think a lot of guys don't realize that, especially if you're going to like a Medi or a Cartagena. You gotta these girls got game. Like you gotta really you don't come here to find a wife. That's not what this place is for. But outside of that, yeah, you can, yeah, they'll do. Honestly, they'll do pretty well. I think most guys will do pretty well.
Okay. Passport blueprint. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think anybody, if you properly prepare yourself, you can do well overseas as far as dating. It's just have realistic expectations on what happens, if you're gonna date. If you're expecting you're smashed, then you're gonna be disappointed, just like anything else. It's like one time, I was in a club in New York, and I was, expecting to hook up with a girl, and my friend told me, you know what, learn how to dance freestyle. So, because if you expect to hook up with a girl, you're always going to have a miserable night. If you go out and use freestyle and dance, at least you have a great night. And that's what you got to do. You got to just go someplace with the expectation, I'm going to have a good time regardless. If you don't hook up with a girl, whether dating or smashing, you're still going to have a great time. And you got to get that expectation of smashing and stuff. Like, I'm not expecting on this trip to Brazil to be smashing. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I'm still going to have a great time. I'm not even looking at doing any of that stuff. It's just like I said, I'm looking to do some research on getting a place there. So I have a place to, crash when I go visit, or maybe setting it up as an Airbnb or what have you. It's a lot of possibilities, it's just, I think we push this whole pay for play thing way too much, and everybody's getting all excited and they can get these 9s and 10s and stuff like that. No, just go there to travel to enjoy. It's about peace. It's about getting away from the stresses of being in the US, because there's a lot of issues and stuff. Let's go out and enjoy yourself.
I agree with that.
There's got to be more to it than smashing. If you're just going over there just to smash and date and whatnot, that's great and all. But over the years, I realized there's got to be more to this. I smashed so many girls, I don't remember names, I don't remember faces, I don't remember none of that. But doing something new, the experience will live for you forever, rather than that. So it's always best to do something else. That's one of the reasons why I kind of kicked up my photography while traveling, because like now it's like, okay, I gotta go here and take this cool picture or do this. It's something extra on top of my trip, and then I could come back and kick it with a shorty and relax, knowing I got something accomplished.
And I agree. And guys, like, I'm showing you some videos from my trip in Brazil. It's the same trip that Bacchus went with, and he had a whole different experience. Guys, we met some girls. We decided, hey, listen, we're gonna throw a beach party. Like literally, we met them a day before. We threw a beach party. We brought out the hookahs. My boy Ray, he brought some hookahs with him. We brought liquor. We stopped by the liquor store. Man, we just had a party on the beach, just us. This was on a Friday night. And again, that's why, like, when you invite people to come and celebrate with you, they'll come out and hang out with you. As long as you don't give that weird, creepy vibe. And of course, look, this is after a few drinks.
Right.
so I mean, and again, the intention was not to smash. It was just like, hey, listen, we want to go out and have a good time. We don't want to do no clubs. We're like, dude, we're in Brazil. We're at the beach. Let's bring the party to us. And that's what we did, man.
We had a fire spot too.
Yeah.
I miss Brazil. Let me say this, but let me go back to the question: can the average man do good overseas? Actually, you know what? I think average man could actually do a lot better than they're actually doing overseas. That's when an issue with me, and that's where I actually get the most pushback. Is because I'm telling guys they can do better. They can actually date better women, but they don't believe it for some reason.
Now, why is that? I'm just curious.
Why is what?
The pushback.
Why is it pushback? Bro, I've been over it a million times in my head. I don't understand it. Because it's just like, no, it doesn't matter how she looks. It's about the inside, and she really care about you. I'm like, bro, you can get a better looking woman and have the same thing. But they don't. I don't know. They don't get it. And it's strange to me. I don't understand it personally. But I mean, I'm not gonna force anybody to do anything. But I'm telling guys like, hey, we are building up a reputation. Like there's literally memes going around about guys, American black men going and just dating the fat chicks.
That's always going to happen. There's nothing we can do about that.
Preach.
There's
No
nothing we can do about that. All we can do about that is not show the people there. Memes come and memes go, bro. People are always going to hate no matter what you're doing. You could be out there, planting trees and building schools. They ain't gonna make a meme about that, but it's always gonna be about something stupid and negative. So, I mean, I don't even pay no attention. Just like how you talk about you're not a passport, bro. You never heard that word before. Keep that pushing like you never seen that meme before. Let them people out there see you differently in real life, not what they see online. They barely understand when they see it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but at the same time, my thing is, we guys are listening to us, and that's the whole reason we're even on this live stream is because we're trying to guide guys in the right direction. We're talking, Black Man Travels on here talking about how guys should move overseas, how guys should be conducting themselves overseas. So when they hear me get up on this microphone and say, hey, you can get better quality chicks, and it's I'm not trying to de-police, but I'm trying to guide you in the right direction to where I'm saying, hey, you can do better.
Jay, I totally agree with that, but it's also have to start with self-improvement. A lot of guys have this self-entitlement issue where as soon as they step out the airplane, because they're an American,
go ahead, QB,
they make a certain, income. They immediately believe in their head, I'm entitled to the 7, 8 type of woman with certain standards, like she can't be a single mom, she can't have this, she can't have no tattoos. And it's like, bro, have you looked in the mirror? Like, you are bumming it, in regards to your fashion, the way you look, your smell, like all those things still have to check the box when you're going overseas, no matter what the country is.
Let me add something to what QB is just saying. It's not so much they make that money, it's when their money converts over to their currency, it makes them that in that particular status. That's where it comes out.
But the problem is with that is like, just because you have a passport and you make more than the average man of that country, if you got a piece of shit mindset and attitude, you're not going to get any great results. And that's why it goes back to you changing your mindset and understanding, like, listen, I want to put myself in the best position possible to meet good people. And sometimes people don't want to put in work on their own self. It's like, bro, you want to invest in yourself. Like, don't go to like, okay, a perfect example. I went to Mexico City, right? I was doing a lot of the rooftop parties. Dude, I brought my loafers. I brought my button downs, my slim jeans. Dude, I had to look the part. I couldn't go in there wearing Air Force Ones and basketball shorts. I can't do that. So for me, the way you present yourself and just taking pride in how you look, how you smell, man. As men, you always want to have that in you. You want to be sexually attracted to the opposite sex, regardless where you are in life. I don't care if you're 85 years old, you still want the 65 and 75-year-olds looking at you like, hey, he can still get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in foreign countries, when it comes to the age difference, it's not so taboo compared to the United States. Like, younger women, if you meet that looks threshold or have that appeal, they are more willing to date older men compared to here in the States.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we know that for sure.
one
Oh
thing I
yeah.
do want to mention, not to spear the topic, Mexico City is a ginormous city,
It is.
over 21 million people. But I will say this in my disagreement and in my response, you can meet all types of Latin women there, from Venezuelan, Colombian, Argentinian, Peruvian women, women from Spain. Like, that is literally the second New York, I feel, in North America when it comes to population diversity. I get where Canole is coming from, that you can't conquer it all in 3 days, because you can't. But somebody coming in there wanting to, venture out and find out where the single ladies are, it's an abundance of single women throughout Mexico City.
I agree with that, and that's something that I totally agree with you. It's just I'm only there for 4 days, and there's only so much you could do. And the thing is, if you're like an expat or you plan to be there for a month, yes, that could be your playground. But if you're there for 3 4 days, you're trying to do the excursion trips, you're trying to see the city, eat all these great food. There's only so much you could actually do. And now, again, I still went out, I still mingled, but again, I just have a certain preference that I realize now, like, this is what I like and this is what I don't like.
Right.
I agree, but even in 4 days, you can still get something together in Mexico City.
Yeah, you can.
It's very possible.
But keep in mind, I'm at a point now where it's not a priority. If it comes naturally, cool. But am I going to go out there and look for it? No, I'm just not going to do that. But if it falls in my lap, like, hey, hey, there's an interest between me and this person that we're talking, and I see, like, hey, there's a chance. All right, cool. I'm gonna shoot for it. But to go out and seek it, like go out and look for it, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm too old, man. I was like, hey, I'd rather chill out, enjoy my money, enjoy the time, enjoy my sleep, and head back home and grind over again. Because a few weeks later, I'm back traveling again to another country.
Yeah.
Right. Shoot, is Pablo trying to come up? He said he'll explain it.
Yeah, I dropped the link for him. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah. But
well, yeah. But yeah, like I said, a lot of passport guys, the self-improvement should really be a priority if you want to have dating success overseas, regardless of the country.
yeah, and that's what I like about QB too, because I think you're one of the first guys to come out and say, hey, looks actually matter.
Looks
As far
maxing.
as yeah, he's a looks maxer. So I mean, yeah, you're the one of the first guys to come out and say that. So I gotta salute you for that. Because I don't know, guys just think it's all about money, and that's not the case. I mean, because even in these arguments, oh, he got to make six figures and all this other stuff. One of the things I think guys don't realize is women, they're just putting that out there. Like, you don't really have to make six figures. You just have to really take care of yourself, and you'll be able to do just fine as far as dating in the States goes.
Right.
You just got to take care of yourself, really.
And,
yeah, because you got to always remember, the women that are saying that, somebody's hitting it, and they're not making six figures.
Oh,
so it's like,
of course.
Like, so, and even if they are, like, the dude's not claiming them.
Jay, one thing I want to add, when you go overseas and you maximize on your looks, the ROI is, man, like a stock increase overnight. You'll notice it from getting to the airport, the airline stewardess greeting you. When you step out the airport, women that were in your plane kind of checking you out. When you go somewhere to a liquor store or a coffee shop, immediately you're getting those stares. It's because, wow, this is a foreigner, a black foreigner, obviously, but a guy that's desirable. Like you will feel that positive sexual energy immediately. That really just boosts your confidence to like
You
a
start to feel
level
like a
thousand.
bad bitch, basically.
Right.
You start to understand what
Yeah,
it feels like.
you know.
Yeah.
You start to feel like a bad bitch. Look, I was in Thailand, man, and I had to tell one of my homies, I was like, I kind of understand how women feel now, because every time I go someplace, I got some chick trying to ask me if she want, they want to fuck, like straight up, straight down, just like, God damn, I feel like a piece of meat. Y'all don't want to get to know me. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Like,
Right.
what's going on? Like, so yeah, you feel like a bad bitch, man. And look, QB is absolutely right, man. You gotta look smacks. And one of the thing Kanal used to talk about is to, really doing your if you're gonna be on these apps, you gotta make that thing look pro. Get some pro pictures, post them up there of you actually doing things, not just you in your car, not just you on the block, like you actually out there living life with a smile on your face and enjoying it, because people want to be part of that, and they see you doing it. It's gonna make it look better for you too.
Yes.
I don't know what y'all talking about, man. I'm about to thug max pretty soon.
Thug Max, Jay.
I'm about to start thug maxing. I'm about to turn 38 in thugs max.
You going full Tupac, Jay?
Oh man, all the way.
Are you gonna bring out the triple X white tee with some Converse and some Dickies?
Man, next live stream you gonna see me with a face tat.
Oh, fuck.
Take it all the way, brother. Take it all the way.
I gotta go in, man. I gotta go hard.
But to your point about Black American men in particular, and their standards abroad with the ladies, what you got to remember is some people are not going to let go of their cultural conditioning from the environment that they came from.
Yes.
So we have an obesity problem, and I bang this. I'm probably the biggest banger of the obesity issue in Black American culture, because it was one of the primary drivers of me being a quote-unquote passport broker. For the fact that I take care of myself. I work out, I keep myself in shape, I eat right, I exercise. And so if the world continues to offer me fat girls, I just say, nah, I'm not going. And matter of fact, I'm tired of sifting through a bunch of fat girls. So I'm gonna get on this plane. I'm gonna go where I no longer have to vet for attraction. That's my primary motive for being international, is I don't have to vet for attraction anymore. The only thing I'm vetting for now is compatibility.
And that's a good thing. So
Right.
I take it that you're not attracting the fat girls anymore now. Is that correct?
No, because they don't have access to me.
Where exactly are you going to?
Colombia,
Where in Colombia?
Mexico.
Medellin,
I stay in Medellin. Matter of fact, I'm about to buy an apartment. So
Nice. Congrats.
yeah, but Jay, if they come from, Birmingham, Alabama, or one of these smaller southern towns, they're going to be surrounded by fat girls,
Right.
and not so attractive girls. So when they hit Cartagena and Medellin and Santo Domingo or Sosua, I mean, to them, it's already an upgrade. Even if she does have tats on her neck. In their mind, they already did better. They already upgraded.
Right.
Because that's what was predominantly on the offer to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give them a little patience for their exposure to catch up to, their experience.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree because like you know me, I always say the same thing. Like this whole thing is a process, and I get it. It's a process. Um, the issue is when there's pushback. Because I mean, even me, I had to let go of some of my American thought processes. But with
Yeah,
some
we
a
all
lot of the
did.
guys, yeah, with some of the guys, I just don't understand the pushback when it's something that's very clear and plain. It doesn't make sense to me.
Let me ask you. Besides Medellin, you mentioned Mexico. Where in Mexico?
I've been to Monterrey.
Nice.
I've been to Cancun, of course, and what's that little town south of there? It escapes my mind. Uh, Playa del Carmen.
Okay. Monterey is a very underrated city on the rise.
And I went to visit a buddy who lived in Merida, but he left Merida and ended up going to
Merida.
Dubai.
Okay.
Yes, and Merida.
Okay. Yeah, those are all great cities to date. I mean, Playa del Carmen's more of an international spot, but still, guys can still get it in on vacation for sure. Whether it's
Yeah,
a
I was just
vacation spot
vacationing there. I was I
or
had it.
locals.
Yeah, I imported when I when I went to Mexico. I was
Yeah,
importing.
Hey, don't feel bad. We all kind of do that every now and then.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm a pro vacationer. I'm not afraid to bring a woman with me to a place if I know.
I think everybody on the panel has done that at least once. Like brought somebody, and she could have been living in the same country, just never been in that particular part, and just like, you know what, you were cool ass. Somebody kicked it with you. Just come on, fly on out, kick it with your boy over here.
To me, the
Yeah, I mean, 'cause
vacation is the best experience out of all of them. Out
It
of
is.
just for me now, if guys want to go and do the pay for play, cool, or if they want to go clubbing and just knock them down, great. But the vacation, I mean, obviously it takes some trust on your part. Like, hey, I got to be able to trust you uh, to stay with me, and you have to build that rapport. But if a girl's willing to give you her passport number and personal information, then you're pretty much good for the most part. But go ahead.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I like it because you really get to see, okay, how you and her can compromise, make plans, follow through, um, and you get to see how she might act or behave if things don't go exactly as planned. You know, if we have to improvise or whatever, you get to see your working relationship, right?
Mhm.
If you're gonna be able to, to build
Right.
upon, your relationship, you'll be able to tell. A trip will always tell the tale sometimes about your compatibility.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, most definitely. How she act on that trip will tell you a lot. Hey, we've had to send girls home before early. Like, you know what, you acting slap damn fool. It's time for you to go. Pick up somebody else. Send them back. That
Yeah.
has happened.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed. Yeah, 'cause I enjoy going on vacation with a particular woman because, like, typically when I go on a vacation like that, it's a woman I already like really know, so I know I'm going to have a good time with that individual. So it's not. So you basically already know what you're going to get, and you know you're going to have fun with that person. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah,
And
pretty much.
I'm not
Like it's
taking a
like a
stranger.
guarantee.
Yeah. I'm not taking a stranger. I am taking somebody I already, have developed
been
some
vetted.
rapport with and
Has to be
been
vetted.
around with. But that tends to take it to the next level, so to speak, of knowing, okay, this is how this person, is gonna behave, in certain situations.
Right, yeah. You really get to know that person at that point.
Oh, look who it is, Mr. Africa himself. Mandela, welcome to the stream, bro. Can't hear shit.
Yo, fuck what y'all talking about. I'm in Dubai.
Had to come in and show off. God damn, boy.
Yeah, the birth of Khalifa. The birth of Khalifa.
It's nice. It's real nice.
Hey, man.
I ain't gonna lie, a little hate over here.
So Pablo, my question to you is, do you think man will have a easy transition in dating women overseas versus dating women in the States?
Depends on the kind of man.
Thank you. I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. Some people are more culturally malleable than others, meaning they can learn faster, they adapt better, they're more open to, kind of the when in Rome, do as the Romans do kind of a thing. And other people are they're more rigid. They're not going to adapt well.
That's true. QB, what's your thought on it?
Repeat that question again one more time.
Do you think every man in the States could transition dating overseas?
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. No. The reason is, one, you have to have patience and you have to be able to adjust to cultural norms. So if you're going somewhere not really knowing the language, not knowing the cultural norms and how people interact and the area, the environment, then you're going to struggle a lot. But
You got to do
if
your
you're
research.
right, but if you're well cultured, okay, and you can adapt to certain environments, then you'll do fine. But I encourage all passport bros where you want to be like that universal brother where territory does not matter. You can pull up in Colombia, Europe, Eastern Europe, Africa, and you're able to catch a vibe within a snap of a finger because you're universal. Very few guys in our space right now has really accomplished that.
I feel like I'm more comfortable outside the country than I am home.
I'll say this.
Same here.
There are certain countries that fit certain personalities better than others. Because one guy can go to one place and have a totally different experience than someone else. One guy can go and it had the time of his life and he's going back 15, 20 times and he's learning the language and he's vibing, right? Another person can go there and be like, I'm never going again. I can't stand it. I hated it. I'm never going back there, right? You see that a lot.
But
So
let me say something really quick. You have a group of brothers, right? Because you're 100% right. Depending on that individual and the environment that he's from, he's gonna like one place more than the other. But the environment that he keeps going on a continuous basis, they don't want to change. They don't want to go somewhere else and venture off to get a different experience. And to me, that's something that you should want to desire.
Let, let me
But
let
it's
me
your choice.
let me ask you guys a question. Everybody in here, do you consider somebody a traveler if they keep going to the same place over and over, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a year? They just go to that one place. They never go anywhere else. Let's just say Packageras or any place. It doesn't even matter. If that's all you do is home to there, that's it. Is that really traveling, or is this just you found your spot and that's it?
That's what we call a
Yeah.
freaking flyer.
A freaking flyer. Okay, fair enough.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, because you got to realize, like, even with that, it's like you got to realize that took courage for them to even get that far.
Yeah.
So I would consider them a traveler. Now, are they like a major traveler? Nah, absolutely not. But I mean, for the most part, anyone that travels, you have to give them some level of credit, seeing as most people don't even do that much.
That's right.
yeah. I know for me, my first international trip was Brazil. And my mind was blown by Brazil, right? But
The worst. Fuck.
the only thing that kept me from Brazil being my spot was time and distance.
Yeah, you
Right.
going there for a weekend.
Right. And I can make it to DR faster. I can and stay longer, and I can make it to Colombia faster and stay longer. And of course, Mexico is easier. So for me, it was just a matter of what do you say, convenience or logistics, right? Because I can go more often if I choose something similar to what I like that might not be the exact thing. Because probably if I would have had my druthers, I I probably would have been one of those guys that left and went to Brazil and stayed on the beach and never came home. But I knew I couldn't do that. So I had to find a way to quench that desire for that in a package that I could manage more frequently, right?
Right. Yeah, I agree because I actually like, even though I spend most of my time in Colombia, I definitely prefer Brazil over Colombia.
What, Jay? Are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a secret. I
Colombia.
definitely prefer Brazil over Colombia. The reason again, just like Pablo, I'm here out of convenience. I gotta kind of be close to the States for now, but after a while, yeah, you're gonna see me probably in Brazil.
Okay. Hey guys, I want to take a moment to introduce Paint Your Lifestyle and Jay Clyde. What's going on, guys?
What's going
What's up,
on?
y'all?
Nothing much, man. What's your take on the topic, man?
I was trying to come in more when you were talking about Mexico City because that's my favorite place right now.
Okay, talk about it.
I'm actually really happy you went, Kanal.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place, and it still brings me back. I agree with what you said, and I also disagree with what you said. As far as like your type isn't there because you like what you like, and that's totally fine. We're gonna have different experiences when you go there. You're gonna do different things than I do, and that's totally fine. Like I said, I agree to what you say, and I don't agree to where when I went there, I cleaned house, man, and there was there. What's up, QB? What's up, man? There's an abundance. There's a melting pot. There's a wide range of women I came across. And I understand you were there for 4 days, and that's amazing. You know, I definitely kept eye on what you were doing. And I like your traveling style where you do a lot during the day, you rest in the evening, party at night. That's how you should do it. And, you know, if you observe Mexico City, you've concluded next time you'd probably bring like a person of interest to enjoy it on a different level, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because the first time I went, like I said, I cleaned house, but I also met someone who I actually took serious, and I had a girlfriend there. And she's a lawyer, and now I came back the second time to stay with her. You know, this girl wanted to just go all the way with me. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. You know, and
People got it.
there's good women there. You know what I'm saying? There's really good women that are professionals. This one, like I said, my ex-girlfriend's a lawyer, has her own place, doesn't need a car, has a dog. She walks her dog every other day, has a dog walker come in. She cooks food for me. She wants me to move in. All kinds of stuff, bro. Like it's incredible. But that's not what I want as of right now. But everyone that has their experience, you know, for me, I love Mexico City because of just how many people I met, all the places that I saw. You saw like I made a top 10 video, you know.
Yeah.
I went hard on that place, you know, because I felt there's a lot that this location had to offer as far as excursions, meeting people. Wrestling was amazing to see as well. And of course,
I attended the wrestling match as well on Friday night.
I saw.
Yeah.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it's different. I mean, guys, keep in mind, I was only there for 4 days, and each day it was a jam-packed day.
Yes.
So by the time I go nighttime, like by the time I go to the club, dude, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I'll talk, entertain, but at the same time, I'm not gonna force anything to happen. Now, if it falls on my lap, all right, cool, let's go. But to go out there and plan for it, it's like, listen, really, the whole purpose of that trip was to get away, unwind, and sightsee. And I was able to do that. The food is amazing. I ate so much at the drinks.
Yes.
There's a huge hip hop scene there. There's a huge Afrobeat scene there. I mean, I had a great time. But at the same time,
I heard about Mexico City.
I recommend you go there. And the thing too, people take pride in how they look there.
Yes.
Like, I stayed in Polanco. I stayed in Polanco, and literally in the morning, everyone is jogging.
Yep, with dogs too.
With
right?
dogs, with dogs. Everybody got a dog, and I'm like, okay. And I go to the central area, like where all the historical area, Chinatown. I'm walking around. People want to take pictures of me.
Yeah.
Like people can we take pictures of you? I'm like, okay. I felt like I was back in Thailand, but they're great, genuine people. I think when people think of Mexico City, they think of cartel. It's far from that. Mexico City doesn't even feel like you're in Mexico.
It feel like little Spain.
Yeah. It's just that in 4 days, I was just constantly busy. You know, and the thing too, a lot of the excursions are like an hour out, 2 hours out, 3 hours out. So by the time you get back, you're just tired.
Hey, don't they have this thing where you can go with a group and there are these boats, these gondola type boats, and
yes,
drink and
I've done that. I've done that.
Interesting to me.
It is. It's basically an hour. It's an hour drive outside of the main city. You could do two. I recommend that you do 2 hours on the boat ride. And what they do is like you have people cooking tacos, like all type of Mexican cuisines, not cuisine, but fast food and margaritas. So while you're on the boat, they'll roll their boat next to your boat and make the stuff for you. So so literally, I think on that ride I had like 4 margaritas.
Yeah, you're getting lit and you're eating.
Yeah, you're eating. Yeah. And the thing too, they have the band, the Mexican band. I forgot what they called.
I forget.
Mariachi.
Yeah, the mariachis. Yeah, they'll come on your boat. They will come on your boat while the boat is moving and perform like 2 or 3 songs. So you give them like $10, $20, and you're good to go.
I was gonna mention the most people don't know about it because some people just come in for like 5 or 6 days, maybe 4. But there is a Afrobeats culture club thing going there once a month called Diaspora.
Yes, I was there for that.
Oh, you okay, yeah. So it's also enjoyable if you plan your trip around that time because Diaspora is once a month and it's lit. You know what I'm saying? And it's never in the same place. It's in different parts of Mexico City, so it's always changing. Sometimes it's on the rooftop.
That has been on my bucket list for forever.
It's so lit, man. Because like there, it's especially for guys, single guys. You go to Diaspora, you're gonna go into a space where all the women in the city are typically looking for brothers that look like you.
Yes.
Yeah. Facts.
That's
What's
it.
the calendar for this place? I need to Google that real quick.
You,
drop the
you
link.
should
Somebody
follow
drop
them on
the link.
Instagram. So you
I'm
follow
on
them
Instagram.
on Instagram. I follow them on
Yeah.
Instagram because they make the updates there.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I mean, Pablo, everyone on this panel, you guys will have a great time in Mexico City. Like I said,
Okay.
but
Been on my list.
4 days is not enough. You probably need to do a week out there, because if you're trying to add excursion, that's going to take a lot of time as well, because most of the excursions are really outside the city.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
I'm so
swing a week.
excited. You guys are talking about Mexico City. Finally.
I know,
love the
and
place,
to be
man.
honest, paint your lifestyle. I've been in Mexico City, I think 3 or 4 times, but just more so passing through.
Mhm.
But it is a vibe there, no matter where you go. And I actually watched the 49er game when they played against the Cardinals in Mexico City, and that was dumb lit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to a football
I
game
went to
there,
the
too.
stadium, and people tailgating everywhere. You know, the Niners won, and it was, an experience that eventually, when football season starts, I'll post some clips of that on the channel for sure.
Mhm.
There's actually a football game happening this year in Brazil. Jay Clyde,
Yes.
probably you guys going to that football
Packers.
game? Yeah, Packers versus Jets, or
Yeah, that's going to be down in Sao Paulo.
I mean, the crazy part, I already had a trip planned. I'm landing in Brazil the day of the game, so I haven't decided if I'm going to the game or not.
Okay.
I already had a trip pre-planned to land that exact day, so I'll see if I'll go to the game or not. I just want to jump in on that one question where they asked, I think it was Bacchus that asked, do you consider it a traveler if they go to the same place over and over? And I'm probably one of those guys, because I've been to Brazil like 30 times in 17 years, and I've been to Medellin. I've been to Medellin probably 30 times in 5 years. So the way that I equate that, because you know how we always say guys, or people say guys are de-policing fellas, I kind of call that travel policing, because the way that I look at it, if you have someone that goes to many different countries, yeah, they're well traveled. But if you have someone that travels to 1 or 2 places many times, they might be an expert on that place. So instead of saying that they're not like really a traveler, they might just happen to be an expert in that area. And I kind of equate it to like doctors, like, podiatrists, they focus on feet. You might have, you have specialists that focus on certain areas. So you can have other doctors saying that that's not really a doctor because you only look at feet every day. So that's the same way that I look at it in the travel space. It's like, I can pretty much tell you everything you need to know about Rio de Janeiro without living there from going there so much. So that's the way that I look at that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I saw a good deal to Rio, and I was like, I'm good.
Really, Bacchus on Rio?
Yeah, I heard he
Oh,
went
you've
there.
been knew how I feel about Rio.
You don't like Rio?
No.
Guys, we were there together at the same time. His experience is completely different from my experience.
He was working too much. He was working too much. Said you were working too much. You were working too
I'm
much.
like, how do you not love Rio?
How do you not love?
Hey,
Denver?
Canole, I gotta drop off. But, salute to the panel, man. It was a good one.
Hey, likewise. Thank you for joining the show, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
And that's the thing I'm saying is people could go to the same places and have completely different experiences. Everybody who's been to Mexico City is talking about their Mexico City. This
is my experience versus Bacchus' experience. Hold up. Where is? There you go. Same night, same place.
Happening.
I'm here. Bacchus somewhere in Rio.
So,
I got to beat you.
Yeah.
mean, I heard of other guys not liking it there as well. So I mean, it can be like some guys might not be like a beach city type of guy. So Sao Paulo might be their thing, or they might just.
Dude, I lived on an island, man. Nothing but beach. I am about that beach life. I'm a scuba diver. I'm a swimmer and everything. I love the beach. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I understand. I'm about that life. It just didn't work for me. It just wasn't my thing. And I was there longer than everybody. I was there, 10 days? I think everybody else stayed like 6 or 7.
I got a question for you. Like, did you have like did it not meet expectations, or what was the deal with it?
It didn't meet any expectations. The only thing that was my saving grace was my tour guides. My tour guides had fun. Like, they took me with them. That's the only thing that has it good for me. But the majority of everything I expected, I wanted to do or experience wasn't for me. Like, basically, like every restaurant I went into, all the waitresses was hella rude. Was not even trying. Was just plain joking, BSing, not even coming up. Like, it was just the worst. And this was several places, and it wasn't just me, because I was in one restaurant with a British family sitting in front of me, and they were doing the same thing to them. Like, they were getting pissed off at the waiters. I just wasn't having a good. Every corner I turned, I just wasn't having a good one. And I didn't. I'm sorry. The only genuine people I met was my tour guides, and then like my last 3 days, I met one person who was like legit cool and nice and chill and open to me. Everybody else was a bitch. Legit.
No, I can understand it, and I can tell you, that's part of the. And not speaking about you, I'm just speaking in general. Like, I think that's part of the issue when you have people in these YouTube spaces and travel spaces that hype up a place and they're being disingenuous. And
I believe that.
Things that I don't like about certain YouTubers who hype up a place and don't keep it 100 with their audience. And if you have a lot of subscribers, people look at you as an information source. So people might be going to these places just based on your recommendation. And if you're being disingenuous and not being honest, you can lead guys astray and have them expecting things. And then when they get there, it's a big letdown. So, but whenever I try to call those people out, I'm called a hater. So.
Yeah, they don't like that. I completely agree with you, but it is what it is. So it's not a place I would want to spend my money to go back to.
Guys,
of course, I got other places on this planet.
I'll say this, okay, guys. I'm playing this video. This is Casa Black Rio. Bacchus went there 1 hour before I got there. He didn't stay there no more than 30 minutes and left.
And
I get there. We took over the entire VIP.
What time did he leave?
Bacchus, answer that question, please.
11 something.
Yeah, that's too early. That's too early for any club in real.
But no, that's when I went there. There was a line around the corner, and I went with Rob because he was already up front. So I went with them. We both left. Me and him went to that other place too, and we wasn't feeling it at all.
Now, me personally, I don't like Casa Black Rio, but just in general, like other nightclubs, because I had a group of people that was out there in Rio with me one time, and that was their first time out in Rio, and we had went to I think it was All In, and we got there kind of early because we had a section, and they were kind of holding a section for us when we didn't drop a deposit, so we kind of had to get there early. So like, they weren't really feeling it, and they ended up leaving probably about midnight, and the place didn't start really getting jumping until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was like an epic night that night, and they missed it because they went home at midnight. So yeah, out in Rio, yeah, if it's 11, 12 o'clock, those clubs aren't jumping yet. You got to get there at like 2.
Well, I didn't know that, and I follow Casa Rio Black on Instagram, and I be watching, I be hating, I be mad as hell. Like, yo, what do you get when I was there? Like, the fuck, I went get raped a minute ago.
If I could say, I had a similar experience to Brazil, and it's what's kept me not to come back.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Well, this was 2020, and I went during Carnival, but this was like the very early stages of me traveling. So I didn't know anybody. I don't have like a public profile or anything like that. I was taking time off work to explore the world. And I think a big part of me not really fully enjoying Brazil is because I went alone. I literally went alone. and I spent 2 weeks there. The first week I was just there by myself. The second week is when Carnival started. I had a hard time communicating with the Portuguese that I learned. I didn't even really go to the beach because like I had a camera on me, and I just was really in fear because of like all the videos I saw of the stealings of the little kids. It was really hard to communicate with people on the street too. I'm just walking around, just checking it out and just trying to find peace throughout my entire trip. I would say towards the end of it, it got a little better, but still, like in the whole Carnival season, I'm just literally walking through crowds, and I just felt like a ghost, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I felt the same way.
Like, not recommend.
I went to 4x4 and there was nobody in there. I ain't lying to you not. Yeah, once again, I probably went at the wrong damn time, but
it probably was. But back to paint your lifestyle. I probably would not recommend a first timer. I don't know if that was your first time. I think you said it was.
That was my first time.
The first timer. Yeah, it's not good to go during the Carnival. I was actually there during that same time. In February of 2020, I was there in Rio, and then I went to Salvador for like 2 weeks, and I went to the Carnival there. But I wouldn't recommend the first timer to go there during Carnival.
Yeah, and it's okay, like I would definitely do things differently. I would try to encourage like some friends to come with me. I would even get like a better spot that I was at. Just actually spend a little bit more money to have a better time, because like I just went there and I just was there for 2 weeks, literally just by myself, and I didn't really enjoy Brazil, to be honest.
What?
Yes,
that happens.
I'm not the only one. See,
that
I ain't crazy.
Trust me, I hear it often. It's just most fellas aren't open enough to say that they didn't enjoy Brazil, because most of the time the reaction that you're going to get back is going to be like, "What? How you're the only person that didn't like it?" But I hear those stories more often than not, because a lot of people come to me because they know I go there often. But yeah, I hear those stories of people not liking it, and most of the time it's because their expectations weren't met, because they hear like certain people that's sitting on couches in Brazil and stuff like that. Like it's just situations like that that just build up anticipation for a place, and it don't meet their expectations.
Normally I tell guys, if you're going to go to Brazil, if you're going to be out there for a week or even 2 weeks, move around to different cities. Don't just stay all in one place like in Rio. Go spend a few days in Sao Paulo. Go to Bahia. I mean, the flight between Rio and Bahia is like only 4 hours.
See,
and
I
guys,
didn't know that.
all like the videos that I'm playing right now, if you guys can see the screen, this is all Salvador. This is all Brazil. This is the Black Brazil, Bahia. So I had a blast here. I was hooking up with women like every day. And the thing is, because there's us there, so they assume that you're Brazilian too. So they'll come and start talking to you, and it's just like, I don't speak it. But it's the culture in Bahia is so relaxed, so chill. It's kind of similar to Rio, but it's just all black folks, man. You walk around, you see us. And it was just kind of weird. I was kind of freaked out by it a little bit. But after that, I was like, okay. And I was there for 6 days. Partying, walking around the streets, going to the favela. There's clubs out there, smoking cigars and stuff, man. Dude, it was a great time. And the beach there is amazing. They love to walk around with their G-strings.
See, I didn't hear about Bahia till like 2 years ago. Because when you type in Brazil, all that pops up is Rio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to dig a little deeper to find Bahia. I'm just now hearing about it like last year.
Yep. So
let me ask you guys a question. Is there a place that is supposedly popular among the travel set that you have no interest in visiting? Because
Dubai.
I have.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I have no interest in Thailand.
Pablo, don't say that, man.
I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it 1,000.
Man.
I see nothing on the offer from these YouTubers that makes me say, I gotta go to Thailand.
Well, I'm gonna say,
if you're looking at Pattaya and Bangkok, then I can see why. They all showing basically the same thing in general.
No,
But
Bangkok
Thailand-
is lit. Bangkok
I mean,
is
I
lit.
like big cities. Maybe I could see Bangkok, but like the Pattaya and all of that.
You know what? Look,
I'm not seeing any quality out there either.
but guys, you got to look beyond the women, man. Look, I spent 18 days out there, and I say this is one of the best places I ever visit. Thailand has so much to offer, man. I think people get stuck on stupid on Pattaya. Everyone goes to Pattaya. Everyone's banging the same thick, fat chick. It's just, look, it is what it is.
It is like I see the same girl in the video all the time.
It's the same because they're all banging the same person. But if they take the time to go to Bangkok, go to Phuket, you know, you meet a chick in Bangkok and take her to Phuket with you. Then you got Chiang Mai, you got the northern city, the southern cities. Dude, there's so much to do in the culture, the food. The food is like one of the best, and it's so cheap.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you get caught up by YouTube, all the Pattaya stuff, then yeah, it's not a Pattaya is literally a block. After that, it's like okay, that's
Pattaya
about
is
it.
big. I didn't realize how big Pattaya really is, though. Pattaya is actually really freaking huge. I actually got Mike when I was out there, and I was like, "Yo, this is a lot more to it."
It's huge. However, everyone focused on the red light district. So that's the drawback. Everyone just go to the same place. But Thailand has a lot to offer. And two, that's a lot of baddies out there. I saw some dark skin ties. Oh my God. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
But the thing is the media don't portray them. They don't promote them. They promote the fair light skin ties, but there's a lot of dark skin ties with big butts, man. I'm with thick thighs. I'm like, whoa, okay. But you just don't see them.
I had a feeling like the YouTubers weren't representing Thailand very well. Because
they're not.
Like you said, I keep seeing the same girl, and then I mean I see some trash women on there too. I'm just like,
a lot of them not representing a lot of places.
Yeah, I was like, I had a feeling it was just that you know, guys weren't venturing out of one little area.
But I mean, even the excursions is like, oh, they got on the elephant, oh, they pet the tiger, oh, they, you know, I'm just like, okay.
No. No, you know what? Look, I'll say this. Go there just to experience what it is. And while you out there, you could probably fly out to Singapore, Philippines, Taiwan for cheap, super cheap.
Very
so
cheap.
I would say, you know, if you're like done, you know, if you're retired, spend 1 month in Asia. You don't need to spend entirely in Thailand. You could bounce around and try the different places. But I'll tell you this, Thailand is slept on. I think a lot of brothers, especially in the YouTube space, is not promoting it correctly because they're not really going to the real spots where the real downs. Because there's places in Bangkok, bro, you walk in there, you tall and you're in shape, man, them women will throw their drawers at you, man, in Bangkok. And these are non-pros.
Too bad I'm short.
All right, I'm gonna keep an open mind.
I have an interesting experience to know because I went to Thailand too. I want to say in my experience, they weren't checking for me, and I wasn't checking for them. I'm not attracted to Thai women; they're not really what I like. But I was in Bangkok and I was in Phuket. I didn't even know Pattaya existed till like last year. Because when you're searching for things to do in Thailand, Pattaya never came up. I don't know if it's a real place or I don't know if they promote it or they're ashamed. I don't really know what's going on, but if you search, it never popped up in my research of things to do. What popped up as far as Pattaya was the Sanctuary of Truth.
Yeah,
you know
the wooden place.
Yeah, that's what popped
that was
up.
cool.
I never even knew there was like a whole civilization there. That's crazy to me.
Because it's not a place you fly into. Most of the places that you're gonna look up is some place that you could fly right into. You could fly into Chiang Mai, Shanghai, Bangkok, and Phuket. Those are their main parts.
Yeah.
Pattaya is another 45 to an hour drive, or two, depending on traffic, 2 hour drive to get to after you land. So that's a whole nother thing on top. So it's something that people, it's annoying, but it's something a lot of people ain't willing to do. Like you've been to Philippines, you know, unless you got to fly into a place, you ain't going to certain places. like Oslo. You got to fly into Cebu and then take a 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive to get to Oslo. Man, you gotta look that shit up. So it's like that. That's why nothing really comes up.
Gotcha. So to be fair, like I didn't really put myself in places to be seen by Thai women, but I would say, I went to that rooftop, the one that's in the Hangover movie.
Yeah.
That
was there.
Baddies, elite baddies up there.
Pablo, I'll say just the rooftop alone, your type of vibes. Same goes for you, Jay Clyde. That the restaurant scene, the lounge scene, Bangkok has it, man. The thing is, those skyscrapers, you're so way up there, man, and you basically could see the entire city with these rooftops. It's just amazing, man. And it's a must experience as a traveler.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely
I'll keep an open mind.
Yeah, I don't know who you're watching, but you gotta see other creators what they're pushing out. Like Chiang Mai. Go ahead.
No. You see, paint your lifestyle as being nice. Listen, if you're looking for Thai content, you can't check out black dudes content. You got to check the white man content. It is what it is, man.
I've seen those two. And they all not too far away. But I haven't seen anything that makes me say, "Damn, I gotta go check that."
But you know what? I follow white women content.
Here we go.
Because the women are the white.
Now you turn me on to something.
Yeah, the women are more the explorers. Yes. They go out to all these different places, so I follow them. But yeah, brothers in Asia, nah, I ain't got. It's not one goddamn thing I can learn from them, man.
Yeah, you gotta follow.
It's all the same thing. It's all about couples. Majority of it is about tricking. They might show you a little something different, but it's always about partying and turning up and basically tricking on
808.
Whatnot.
808. Yeah.
So I completely understand that. I mean, I was living in Phuket and looked at some YouTube stuff. I was like, where the fuck is that? That's here? Shit. Hopped on my bike and rode right out to it.
I'm gonna tell you this, Pablo. I went to 808. I saw so many girls that I've seen on other people's YouTube videos. I was like, damn, I felt like I knew them already.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And these dudes are literally chasing after the same women. Literally the same women.
Same one. Yeah, there's one that's just like famous. Like she messes with everybody, and you're just like, damn, she's in everybody's video.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know the girl's name, but I see her like she's in everybody's video. She's everybody's girlfriend. I'm like, damn.
Man, look, there's some Pornhub videos of some YouTubers' girlfriends.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I saw that video. I was like what?
Shit.
And that's part of the thing.
Some nasty work.
Yeah, bro. Still claiming it to this day after all that. I was like, hey, do you, bro?
Going back to the topic of the video, like there's a lot of blurred lines in this travel space because you have like legit people that do have actual relationships with regular chicks, but the space is so congested with nonsense, like what's going over in Thailand when people renting chicks by the month or guys rotating through the same chicks in these places. So when you have someone like, that's why I don't even really talk about my relationship that much that I got going on, because the guys' minds are so jaded in these places. They're going to think that you're capping or lying or just like all these other people anyway. But like I've been with my girl in Medellin for 3 years now. And like I'm chilling. Right. People say that you can't find regular women in Medellin. That's a lie. They say you can't age gap. She's 22. I'm 43. We've been together for 3 years. Like it's just so much like cap and nonsense going on in the travel space. And one of these days, I'm gonna have to sit on somebody's couch and just go Cat Williams. Yo,
what's with this couch jokes, man?
Oh, man. Hey, man. See, that's why I said, like, yeah, if I go to Medi, man, I'm gonna have to kick it with Jay Clyde and Pablo because
I don't see the Medellin that these people are talking about, man. I don't see that Medellin that they're talking about. Like, I was just there because I live there pretty much part-time now, digital nomad. I'm back in the States now, unfortunately. But like, I was there for 2 months and I literally never saw ninjas unless I went to the park. I never saw any ninjas. But if you listen to YouTube,
they say Medellin is overrun with ninjas and gringos. I never saw them unless I specifically went to the park.
I like being, to be honest, I feel more comfortable when I don't see y'all niggas around me. Where there's more than 3, I would not be.
Yeah, I agree.
I do better where I go place and I'm the only brother, because I know I'm the only one I got to worry about and everybody got to worry about. So I'm Gucci. I don't need to worry about y'all dumbasses doing dumb shit, embarrassing me, and then they looking at you, looking at me. I'm like, I don't know this nigga. We was on the same flight, but that's about it.
Dang,
You know?
that's actually kind of crazy, because for me, I always embrace black men, black women when I'm abroad. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I ain't fucking with niggas. There's a difference.
Gotcha.
Out there with the jersey and the J's, and you throwing money and you sunglasses in the club, and y'all line stepping and going live and all that. No, be embarrassed, bro. Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be around all that either.
Well, guys, it's 1:11, and I have to get up in the morning to go to work. But definitely
late. You start these things.
Man, I had a late start, man. But definitely, we're gonna close it out and have each of you guys do a closing statement on the topic. Is it difficult to start a relationship overseas, and can every man do it? Yes or no? J. Clyde, let's start off with you first.
Man, I'll definitely say it's not easy. I wouldn't necessarily say it's difficult, but relationships are relationships no matter where you're at. So I mean, it takes work, it takes time. So if you're not willing to put in the work and put in the time, I mean, you get what you pay for, you get what you work for. So if it's something worth putting in that time and effort, you'll get rewarded. But if you don't feel as though you can put in that time to get rewarded, I would just advise you not to even look to have a relationship overseas, because it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. Trust me.
I agree with that. I paint your lifestyle.
Dang, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know that was a topic, because this is like right up my alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I mentioned, my last relationship was with a girl in Mexico City. I had to end it because realistically, I'm not there, and she just couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, not everyone's different. If you can travel in between countries, if it works for you, it works for you. But in my experience, realistically, if you're not there, it's not going to work, and you can't really tell someone to just be exclusive with you if you're not physically there. You know what I mean?
I agree.
You know, it's too hard on the mental, emotional, especially women are more emotional than men. So I would say it's easy to start, but it's hard to maintain. That's the best way I would say it.
I agree. Oh, before I move on to Jay, this is Bahia as well. That's Bahia as well. That's Salvador. So again, a lot of guys stay stuck on Super Rio. There's so many other cities you could go to in Brazil. I mean, from Sao Paulo to Bahia to even other cities that's closer to Rio. But again, guys, if you go to Bahia, you're gonna have a great time out there, man. Jay, what are your final thoughts?
So is it easier dating overseas? I would say, like they said, I think you still have to put in the work. I think women are just a lot more approachable overseas. I think the door's a little bit more open. But like they said, yeah, you're still gonna have to put in the work, depending on what you want. If you're just coming to have a good time, you can have that. You can pretty much find whatever it is you're looking for, overseas or abroad. I mean, our stateside or abroad, it doesn't matter. But I personally prefer overseas. But yeah, man, I think the average guy, or a good amount of guys, I'm not going to say most, I'm going to say a good chunk of guys, I think they can go overseas and have a good time and find what they're looking for.
I agree. Okay. Passport blueprint.
Dating overseas can be done, but it takes a particular mindset, and I don't think every man has that mindset. You have to be cultured. You got to be able to accept the environment that you're going to be in. You got to be willing to adapt, be able to adapt in the environment, meaning you can't come over there with that ghetto ninja mentality. You got to be able to separate yourself from that and be able to go into a different mindset, a different body, so to speak. Got to leave America where it's supposed to be in America. And if you don't know how to separate yourself from being in the hood, then it ain't going to work. And a lot of dudes, unfortunately, they can't separate that. So it's not going to be for everybody.
Okay. Bacchus?
Anything worth doing is going to take some work. The more work you do, the better results you're going to get. Whether that's home, whether that's overseas, anywhere in any part of your life, whatever it is that you're going for. So is it easier? In some aspects, but where it's easy in one place, it'll be harder in other places. So you have to also look at that. So I guess I'm split right down the middle for this one.
Okay. I guess for me, I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say it's hard, but you do got to put in work. And I think if anything, put the work in yourself, invest in yourself. If you have any emotional hangups or any issues, please deal with them before you decide to get someone else involved. And understand that it's like, listen, it's pretty much an investment. It's an investment of time, money, and effort. Same thing that you do in the States, you do it overseas. There's no difference. But it is possible, but you just gotta be willing to be fully committed in making it work, because it does get expensive. Like, I've been part of a long-term relationship for almost 10 years. And yes, we had on and off moments, disagreements and anything else in a relationship. But if you know that person's for you and y'all both believe in each other, you can make it work. And now I have a kid, I'm engaged, soon to be married, and putting the passport away for a while. So I'm basically passing the torch to the next generation of travelers. But guys, it is feasible. You could definitely do it, but put yourself in the right position financially, emotionally, physically, to live your best life. So with that being said, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you joining the show, man, and hopefully talk to you guys soon, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
Peace.
Later.
Good night.
Peace.